improved from last week, and this is where you are until you are comfortable in all the framework. Okay, right? So if we continue, so over and above the framework, and you'll see now in the next slide, we then have other support that we're going to give you, right? If Peter, if you can just go to the next slide. Okay, I'm still seeing the code. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so we have the script review process, right? And obviously the script review process will then be for the candidates that are that did not go or did not do well in the June exam. So we offer this package as well. And what we basically are doing here is we want to, before you even start the program, to understand what went wrong. And that is important, right? Feedback is important. You don't learn by always practicing questions. At some point, you need to take a step back and do feedback on the questions that you've done so that you don't continue making the same mistakes as you continue with other questions. So this script review process is where we then take a paper, we unpack it. And when we unpack it both from a technical perspective and both from and also from an exam technique. And we still use the Endunamo framework, right? The competency framework to say, oh, time management, this was a problem because of 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, technical skills, you did not understand the principles because of 1, 2, 3. So we then use that Endunamo framework, IAC framework, to then do this script review process. So you're going to get 4 reports. So the first report that you're going to get will be for the different papers, right? So paper 1, you're going to get a report that cuts across. So it will talk about your exam technique across the paper 1, because obviously paper 1 was integrated, right? So there was auditing, there was accounting, so it will then talk to that. Paper 2, same thing, you get another report that is talking about paper 2 and the exam technique. Paper 3, same thing. Then you have the last report, and we call it the technical report, which now cuts across. It will then say, oh, from accounting was in paper 2 and in paper 1. So accounting was out of 74 in this June exam. So from that 74 of accounting, this is how much you got, and these are the issues with accounting. So it focuses on the technical perspective of accounting. Then it goes to management accounting. From management accounting, it was out of 97. This is what you got. So it's cutting across now. And it means that by the time you start the program, you know that, okay, I have a problem with management accounting. I have a problem with accounting from a technical perspective. And I have a problem from an exam technique with 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's our script review process. Then we have what we call tutorial-based sessions. So these tutorial-based sessions, what we then so when we sat down and we had this thought process, remember I told you that one of the challenges is that candidates are saying they don't have enough practice for them to do before they go and write. So we have tutorial-based sessions. So these tutorial-based sessions, what happens is before the class, we give you a task or a question for you to go write. So let's say our class is starting at 9. Right, on Saturday, 8 until 9, we're going to give you a question, and that question you're going to write it, and once you write it, you're going to submit. And I'm going to talk about our NI feedback, and that's why I put it number last on the blog there. I'm going to touch on it. But once you submit this tutorial-based session, you're going to get instant feedback. So it's going to be marked same time, right? And I remember also when I was still at school, I used to get frustrated a lot when I write an exam and it takes 2 months or a month to come back because I just want my results. But you're not going to have that problem here, because once you write those tutorial-based sessions, you're going to get instant feedback. So it means that by the time you submit, you get it. And the good thing is that that feedback also goes to the lecturer of the day. So let's say it's math, and I'm the one who's taking math, right? I'm going to get your feedback before class. And what does it do? It helps me already to understand the challenges that you guys are facing before I even come to class. And it means that I become proactive. I know that, okay, in this concept, most of my students in class, they did not get it. So what must I do? I must spend more time unpacking it. So it does that. So in all the tutorial sessions that you're going to write, that is what you're going to get. You're going to get instant feedback. And I'm going to talk about the feedback, right, when I talk about NI, our AI platform. But that's what we do in tutorial-based sessions. Okay? Then we have mock exams. So mock exam, again, after each and every phase you're going to write. So we have two phases, right? Phase 1 and phase 2. So phase 1 and phase 2, after phase 1, you're going to write a mock exam. So this will then be what? It will then be a reflection of the Gen exam. So like everything, like the papers that you're going to write and the integration is going to be there. Again, another form of practice. Same thing with this, you're going to get feedback based on the competency framework. Oh, this is where you are in the competency framework. Okay, so this again, it's another what? It's another additional assessment that you can use. Then we have consultation. I told you about the continuous support that we give you. So with these consultations, you guys you can book consultations and you talk to the lecturers. But what's good, right? And I'm going to talk about our NI feedback. What's good about this consultation is when you write your tutorial-based sessions and you get your instant feedback, that feedback is not going away. So we have it in the cloud, right? When you write the mock exam, that feedback of the mock exam is not going away. So we have it. So it means by the time you go book a consultation, the lecturer already have foresight, like they can get your report and they can see that, oh, but this person has been doing these tutorial-based sessions and this is what they've been getting. Oh, okay, these are the competencies that they've been lacking in the tutorial-based sessions. Or in the mock exam, these are the issues that they've been lacking, the competencies that they've been lacking. So already before you come to consult me, because you would have booked it, I now know that, okay, this person, let me just go and see their report and see how they've been doing in the tutorial sessions. And already I have an idea that, okay, they're lacking 1, 2, 3, and 4. So by the time I come to the consultation as a lecturer, I come as well prepared. So it's not just a matter of you coming and you now start asking me questions and I don't even know and have an idea how the candidate is doing. So those reports we then get to understand where you are, we get to understand your journey with the consultations. Okay? So I'm going to skip CTA videos, question bank, and I go to the feedback, which is the NI, because all of these are powered by our NI feedback. So we have this AI platform, right? It's called NI. So it's our AI as a NUNAM. And remember, SAICA talks a lot about digital competence, digital acumen. So we ensure that as well, in our program, we have incorporated digital acumen and we have that competency. So this AI platform is the one that is going to be assisting the lecturers in terms of the marking, right? So the lecturers, they'll be engaging with it in terms of, okay, this is the question, or this is what I expect the candidates to do, this is what I expect them to do from both the technical and exam perspective. And then it goes and then it will then mark. It keeps your feedback. So it is actually a nice platform because it gives you instant feedback, what you did well, what you did not do well. And the feedback itself, it's detailed. And it marks, it will give you, or out of 50, you got 34. And it will then talk about each and every competency. So before we even go to that tutorial, the lecturer will then engage. As me as the academic head, I will then be engaging to ensure that the technical accuracy of the feedback that it gives, it has then what, the technicality of it and the exam technique of it is then of utmost importance. So we use this AI platform and it's the one that will then be keeping all these reports. Okay, so again, it's a good sort of functionality to have because, like I said, you are getting instant feedback, and it means that already after writing, when things are still fresh, you already know what the issue is. Okay, we have CTA videos. So the good thing about our program, just go back to the slides. The previous slide. So we have CTA videos. So these CTA videos deals with all the topics. So all the topics that are there. And the good thing about these videos, remember I spoke about the time pressure. I spoke about the workload that you guys have. These videos are broken down based on different concepts. So for example, if I'm dealing with working average cost of capital, the work, it will talk about the CAPM formula. It will talk about another video will talk about the dividend growth model. Another video will talk about the beta and what the beta is. So the good thing is that these videos are not going to be too long, because obviously we understand the time pressure. We understand that sometimes sitting down and watching a 4-hour video, already you're losing 4 hours. And time is of importance, right? It means that you need to be getting value for the time that you give in. So again, with these videos, they cater for each and every topic. So if you miss me and maybe I'm discussing valuations with you guys, and you're like, okay, I didn't understand what Manda was saying in terms of this valuation. You have the recording of that day, meaning you can go back and watch the recording. You have the CTA videos where you can even pause and you can go back to the concept and then you can try to understand the concept, right? You have the consultation again. You can consult with me and say, but Manda, when you're unpacking this concept, I didn't really understand what you're saying. So that's the CTA videos. Then you have the question banks that we give you. And the question banks, again, it's not just a matter of putting the questions and they say, here are the question banks, go and do them. I told you before that we have sat down and we have a thought process on how we are planning to engage in this podcast. So even the question bank, we've done trend analysis, and I was part of it as well, seeing how some of the topics are coming through, your ECGs, your sustainability, and we go and select the most relevant topics that we feel like this, you at a minimum, you have to engage with them. These topics at a minimum, you have to do them. And when we give you these question banks, we also give you guidance. So each and every week we'll be saying, this week, complete this topic or complete this question. Or this week, complete this question. So that we walk with you. We don't want you guys to then come at the end and you find that you have 10 questions that you have been done. And now you just then do them without unpacking them. So we ensure that you have the questions, and these questions you get to do what? You get to do them, and we give you that guidance. Same thing as the integrated question. So you have a question bank for each and every discipline, and you have another one which is integrated. And we'll tell you that, okay, focus on for now, we'll give you guidance and we say, okay, for math, focus on this. And maybe by January, come back, let's now tackle the integrated question together, because we now understand the different principles from the different disciplines. But what I'm basically saying here is, even the question bank, we put thoughts behind it, right? We have a thought process of saying, this is our question bank, and this is what we are planning to achieve, so that you understand as well where we want you guys to be. Okay? So these are some of the things that we offer. And if you go to the next slide again, the next slide then just talks about, it expands on the NI feedback, and it expands also on the framework, competency framework, to say what is it that we talk about, right? The feedback which we're going to give you, which is a personalized feedback. It will tell you what you did well, what you did not do well, advice going forward. It will do that for each and every competency, like the one that I showed you. And this is just a continuation of it. So it will talk about the application of knowledge, your communication, your time management, recommendations as well, right? What do you do from here going forward? What do we advise you going forward? What are some of the similar questions